Hey guys, it's the Dutch Master and welcome to my first ever penthouse speed build in The Sims 4. So yeah, today I'm here with my first ever speed build, which is focused on The Sims 4 City Living, the brand new third expansion pack for The Sims 4, and I'm very excited to make this video. It's a little bit delayed. It was supposed to go online yesterday, but I'll talk about that a little bit more later on. But yeah, I'm very excited to start making City Living content. Of course, I was able to play it in Paris already during the preview event, but today I've actually got my hands on the game itself, and I'm actually able to play on my own setup and just on my own pace, and just really building, of course, which is the main thing I like. And I thought, you know, I can start a let's build immediately or make that my first video, or a small apartment, because that's quickest. But I decided to just boom, build a very big penthouse. It's actually the biggest penthouse lot in the game, I believe, or at least while starting I was like, okay, this is really much bigger than I had actually expected it to be, and I was like, how am I going to fill this up? But I think in the end I did pretty well. This is a two-part series because, well, it's not actually a series, it's just a speed build, but I decided to just divide it up into two parts, because otherwise it would be one very long speed build. I didn't see that as a really good idea. So very soon the second part will be up, most likely while you're watching this. It is online already, so then click the right top corner, like I believe it says there, or just some annotation on the screen right now, and then you can check out the second part. It will also be the first line of the description, and you can see me furnishing this build and also finishing some of the exterior, because yeah, this was the first time I actually built a proper huge penthouse in my own game. Of course, in Paris I built a penthouse already as well, which you saw in the video I made of the experience. Or actually of the game. The experience video was the vlog, but the video about the game itself was focused on build mode, and I actually built in like a penthouse, but I didn't make a video of it. So this time I did. Of course, this is a speed build, and yeah, I'm just so happy to finally have San Myshuno in my game, because it's such a different role from everything that we've got so far, and it really looks awesome. I mean, if you look around, sometimes in the video you'll see me looking around as well. Well, sometimes, quite often I think, because I'm just looking around and I'm like, whoa, I'm actually in the city. I'm building a very luxurious penthouse, because that's what it's going to be, a very modern, luxurious penthouse, and just a typical penthouse. And yeah, kind of what I think of when I think of a penthouse in like a luxurious, expensive city, sort of. So yeah, I just did my best to make it luxurious, not too industrial, because I want to make a really industrial styled penthouse soon, but not this one. So it's in some parts in the interior it's sort of industrial, but mainly it's just very luxurious and very modern. And yeah, it's a huge lot. If you've got City Living already, you can download it and put it on top of the modern skyscraper building. You definitely recognize which one it is. And yeah, what I wanted to say about the reason it's a little bit delayed, I want to say sorry for that, but it really wasn't my fault, because as you know, I attended a preview event, which meant that I would actually be able to get an early access code to the game, so I could make videos about it just before the release. But I didn't actually know that I would be provided with an early access code. So yeah, long story short, I wasn't actually provided with an early access code, but I also didn't know I would be provided with one. So the fact that I didn't get one didn't mean that I was like, why didn't I get one? I was like, okay, apparently they don't have them for me. But then I realized that every other YouTuber did have one, and like very many like smaller websites and smaller channels had one as well. And then I was like, I believe everyone who attended an event should have gotten one, and I don't have one yet. So I sent some emails and some tweets and some messages, and then very quickly I got one. And yeah, it was a very good message to actually see that I'd received my code. I was very happy that it was actually sorted out this quickly, and I'm also very happy that I decided to kind of experience or just do some investigation myself, because otherwise you would literally have to wait till Thursday, when the game comes out here in the Netherlands, for me to create content, because only then it comes out. And yeah, that of course kind of sucks, because I just really wanted to bring out the content on the game, because I'd literally planned this entire week for making these videos, so I was just really looking forward to the new content. So yeah, it kind of sucked that I didn't have it over the weekend, because I was supposed to get it on Friday and I got it on Monday evening when the embargo actually lifted already. So everyone put out their videos and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have a code, like, oops. But yeah, therefore I decided when I put on some content, it's got to be a good one. And I honestly think that this penthouse is going to be really cool. As you can see, I did add an infinity pool, an infinity rooftop pool, which in my opinion is by far one of the coolest things in architecture in the world, literally. If you've ever swum in the one in Singapore, some of my viewers might have, please let me know, because I really want to once go there just to swimming that swimming pool, which is part of like the Marina Sands hotel resort, sort of, I believe. It's like really cool. You've definitely seen pictures of that sometime in your life, probably. But I think it's really cool. But I thought, I'm just going to add that to this penthouse. In real life, this would be tens of millions of dollars or euros, but yeah, in The Sims it doesn't really matter. But I also added those stones to step all the way to the side. That might be kind of, yeah, it might not be the safest thing, but Sims cannot actually walk in them, so it is not really a problem. But I thought it would be cool to be able to walk all the way to the side of the building and then look over a little bit, even though I don't think many people would dare to do that, including myself, because actually there's like no safety, so drop and probably fall like 100 meters or more, but which is definitely not what you want, because of course City Living came out and you just want to be playing that all day, creating fancy penthouses, and then you don't want to drop off the first one you create. I noticed that the camera movement in the game is sort of strange when it comes to building a penthouse. It wasn't always as pleasant, but I didn't always experience it that way, so maybe I felt like it was kind of forced in some way, that it didn't really work out that well. But it's like not a very present problem, sort of. It's also not really a problem, but it was something sort of strange. But it's just something I noticed. Furthermore, yeah, you see those tall like shutter things, which are black, but you can also get them in white and brown and other combinations. And like I said in the preview video already, I'm sorry, I'm going to use those way too often, but they just look so cool, so I added them in this one, just so you are prepared that I'm going to use those a lot. But don't worry, I'm not really actually going to use them a lot, but I think I will have to do my best not to do so, because they look so cool and they really add that modern industrial touch, especially modern, and I just think they're really cool. So yeah, I thought, I'm going to add them and do some creative things with them. I saw them in the game in Paris and I was like, whoa, yes, I'm going to use those like immediately. I also added a basketball court. It's just way too much to talk about for this one video. That's also the reason I decided to make it 2 videos. Therefore, I didn't really have to speed it up too much that you like can't even see what's happening. And therefore I thought, 2 videos is just a little bit better. But yeah, I added a basketball court. It's not the most practical one, because if you drop the ball to the back, then it's dropping off the entire skyscraper. In one of my trailer review videos, I actually imagined how it would be if you played basketball on that thing, and then the ball actually drops off every level, like boom, 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 through all the glass on like the skyscraper. Yeah, it would be a small disaster for like this huge, modern, luxurious building. But well, I mean, if you can afford this penthouse, that ball and the few broken windows doesn't really matter either, right? But yeah, playing basketball, swimming in your own swimming pool on top of a skyscraper. Yeah, with penthouses in The Sims 4 City Living, it really doesn't matter that you don't have a lot of space, which normally doesn't mean or is something that comes with living in the city. But in this penthouse, it definitely is not. Like I said, you can download it, look for Origin ID Dutch Sims Master, that's me. And then you can just add it into your own game and maybe change something if you don't like it, or you can just use it for your current household or anything like that. But yeah, by the way, just to prepare you the interior, I furnished the entire thing for us as I felt like it was necessary, because as you can see, the first level which I actually built, the one in which the pool is located, sort of, so it's created in the pool, I decided to add that level because otherwise the pool wouldn't work, and in the end it's also it just looks better in my opinion. But Yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to make a rooftop infinity pool, because the pool can't be placed all the way to the side of the lot. It can only be placed all the way to the side of the lot if it's placed just a little bit above it. But yeah, that level is like insanely big. It's like the entire level nearly, so 40 by 40, which I would have to furnish entirely. It's just not necessary. I mean, the penthouse on the upper level is like 3 bedrooms already. I'm still furnishing it. I just wanted to get this first episode out, or this first part, and then in a couple of hours I'll put out the second part. But yeah, it's just really not necessary to have that other level. So I'm not sure, because I have currently created a part where I'm going to add a gym which looks through the pool all the way out over the skyline, which I thought was like an insane idea, and I thought it was really cool, so I'm going to realize that. But furthermore, I'm not going to add anything on the lower level. Everything will be placed on the second and the third level, because otherwise you cannot expect any video or a second part from me anytime soon, or I'll not be able to upload any other videos other than this one upcoming week, because it just takes too much time, and in that time I also want to do and explore the other parts of the game. So just regular apartments, I'm going to build some of those. Also leave suggestions on what you want to know. Maybe there's a tutorial that you want me to do on the expansion pack, which I can't really imagine. I can't really think or come up with something which needs a tutorial, but if there is, then let me know. And also let me know what kind of building video you'd like to see me doing, because if there is any other building sort of videos, like apartments, or maybe building things from real life which have to do with the city, I've got a really cool idea already which has to do with a series. That's kind of it's a good hint towards something. Please start guessing. I'm very curious to see in the comments what your ideas are, but a really cool series is coming, or actually, yeah, it's just one video. And also I'm going to start a let's build. I'm not too sure yet on what aspect of the game yet. I'm probably just going to build a penthouse or a cafe in the shape of a penthouse, sort of, so on the top of a building. But yeah, let me know what you would like to see. And here I'm currently adding some details on all the patios, which this penthouse has got, because it's so big that I just really had to fill it up with junk and like jacuzzis and bars and tables and chairs, everything, just to make sure that it doesn't look empty, because it's so big that I was like, okay, I can literally put anything I want in here. I've got a basketball field already, I've got a swimming pool, now I'm adding a dancing floor, a DJ booth, a huge bar, a couple of jacuzzis. Most likely I've only added one so far. I mean, a penthouse like this needs a couple of jacuzzis, right? So that's the plan. But yeah, I don't actually finish the rest of like the exterior, so the garden in the back, sort of, which I decided to add. I'll finish that in the second part, which is the interior, and that part of the exterior. So expect it in a couple of hours. Everything goes right. I'm just going to work on it right after I upload this video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this first part. Make sure you check out the second one once it's online, and also let me know what you'd like to see next in my upcoming city living videos. And also, yeah, what do you think of city living so far? Have you gotten it already, or are you unlucky enough, like me, but I was lucky enough to get a code to live in Europe, that you don't actually have access to the game yet? Let me know, and then I'm very curious, and I really hope to see you in the second episode of this series. And I'm really excited about this expansion pack, and just to make many more videos about it. But anyways, thanks for watching this, and I hope to see you back later.